What is your name and current occupation?
My name is Brenda Alley, and I'm a furniture upholstery sewer.
At the places that you have worked, what jobs did you see decline or disappear first?
When I worked at Cannon Mills in Kannapolis, that was the first place I saw most of the major decline. In the 1980s, numerous owner turnover and bad investment led to the plant closing, and in that small town there were several thousand workers put out of jobs. And one of the other companies I worked at, Regency Bedspread, I really don't know why they shut down, but they have shut down since I've worked at the furniture plant.
Are there any furniture plants locally, or at least in this region, that you know are doing well? And if so, how do you see that this is possible?
There are still several furniture plants in Catawba County doing pretty good. I think a lot of it is because of misplaced workers where the plants have shut down. They've gained their work or their orders, plus some of their workers. Plus, they've had to learn to change with the times. If you don't keep up with the current trends, then your business can't stay afloat.
When did you know the furniture industry start to go into a steady decline overall?
Before the stock market crashed, the furniture industry was very competitive, always striving to stay one step ahead of each other, so that every 6 months when they had the furniture market, if you could get a new design in, then you would get the orders. But after the market crash, it was a real struggle each year to try and show new and different pieces while still trying to stay cost effective and make a profit.
Do you believe that outsourcing not only furniture but other goods have led to society only looking at prices and not at quality?
Over the years, I think Americans were paid well, but their quality kind of lacked. And to make money, the business owners outsourced or sent a lot of their work overseas because the labor was cheaper and they could get it done faster. And the Americans wanted to get paid good money, but they wanted to buy their stuff cheap. You can't keep paying your workers a lot of money and not get quality work. We're so used to buying mass-produced goods at cheaper prices from other companies that we've stopped buying the higher-priced goods here, which has put a lot of our people out of work.
I guess I can assume that there have been layoffs within the company that you're currently employed at. If you could state how many workers the company had and how much they currently have left.
As our sales declined, it became more necessary to cut back on goods and consolidate the jobs within the workplace. In the past 4 years, my company has had 3 major layoffs. The first was a good number of workers. The second layoff were supervisors, workers, and office staff. And the third layoff, if you couldn't do more than one job, you got laid off. So my company went from over 200 workers to less than 50, and that's been since January.
Have you taken on multiple jobs, and if so, what are they?
I've taken on several more jobs since our last layoff. Stanford's always been a small company. When I went to work here, I sewed 3 separate upholstery pieces on 3 different sewing machines. But since the layoff, I have to have picked up probably at least 3 more jobs.
Taking on these multiple jobs, what do you feel is sacrificed?
Time and quality is really sacrificed because some of the jobs that we've taken on, these people knew how to do their job, the notes were in their heads. Since these people are no longer there, if we come upon something we don't know, we have to call a supervisor, call the pattern maker, or if it got let go and it's wrong, then it comes back and it has to be ripped apart and resewn until we can get the question answered about it. So you do lose a lot of time, which costs money, and you do lose quality, and sometimes you have to recut a piece and there you've ruined fabric.
Do you feel that your workplace will remain open throughout this recession, and do you see further problems that are currently being addressed or need to be addressed for the business to stay afloat?
I feel that because of the last 4 years and all the layoffs we've had, Stanford Furniture has done all they can to stay competitive and to be able to turn at least a small profit. But unless the consumers start buying, which we do high-end furniture, so it is the people that make better money, if they do not start buying, we're not going to make it.
And as my last question, how certain are you about keeping the job or at least the position you have always excelled at? And what advice would you give anyone struggling within this recession?
If I would get laid off at this time, I do not believe I would be able to find another sewing job. Even though I love sewing, I've excelled at it, I always made good money at it. There are too many displaced workers out there that still cannot find jobs, have been out of work for 2 years or longer. Although I have worked other jobs, I've worked in retail and have worked other jobs, it still would be hard for me to find a job even in that because there's so many people out of work. And the only advice I can give to somebody right now is if you're young enough, get a degree. Whether or not you'll find a job in it, get a degree anyway. If you're an older displaced worker, either go back to school or you just have to do whatever you can do. Be willing to change. If you're not willing to change, you're going to suffer. And right now, you can't pick and choose what job you want. You've just got to be willing to say, if I have to sweep floors, I'll sweep floors. And that's just the best I can say.
Well, I appreciate your time and look forward to meeting again.
Thank you.